Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome to my Boomsday pack opening video. Now, I've been on holiday for the last couple of days, and whilst I was on holiday, I did my research, was following what was going on with the Boomsday expansion. I imported various decks, so yeah, I couldn't get away from Hearthstone, unfortunately. But of course, in order to play these decks, I need to open some packs, and so I'm going to be opening 300 packs today. Now, I've already got a couple of legendaries. I've got Flark's Boomzooka. I've got the Crystal Smith Kangor, is that how you pronounce that? And I've also got Electra Storm Surge, which is a legendary that you know, I'm really looking forward to playing with and experimenting with. I did craft a couple of cards actually, and just to see what they were like, and then I thought I'd better stop because I've got plenty of dust, of course. But I thought I'd better stop and just wait for my pack opening before I go all in with these different decks. So let's have a look now. 300 packs. Now, the hope, of course, is that we get all of the legendaries. That's sort of the dream, and to also then see what duplicate legendaries we can get as well. So let's start with our first pack. Now, a friend of mine, his name is AKO. I always reference him during pack opening videos because he opened 50 packs and he got 5 legendaries. That's 1 legendary for every 10 packs. Now, that's pretty impressive. And he always has such incredible luck with pack opening. It all started back in the day. I think it must have been. Ooh! So Whizbang. Now this is interesting because, of course, Whizbang gives you these pre-prepared decks, which, if you're somebody that doesn't have many legendaries, then Whizbang's a great card because it essentially gives you. That's 18 decks. Okay, not quite sure. Oh, okay. Finding this legendary is already attracted a bit of interest there. Yeah, so Whizbang, if you're somebody that hasn't got a lot of cards or legendaries to play with, Whizbang is perhaps a legendary that's worth crafting because you get those pre-prepared decks to play with. So that could be fun to experiment with. Yeah, sorry, going back to what I was saying, my friend AKO, it all started when he got Golden Sylvanas in a pack, and from that day onwards I think he's had exceptional luck opening legendaries or finding legendaries in packs. So yeah, he got 5 legendaries across 50 packs, that's 1 in 10. And in one of the packs, he got 2 legendaries this time round. That's really impressive. Okay, so 1 legendary so far. I must say, I'm really looking forward to this expansion. I'm really looking forward to the mech synergies, of course, the magnetic in particular, just to see what we can do in wild mode with the magnetic effect. Because back in 2005, I think in 2005, or the end of 2014, when Goblins vs. Gnomes was released, and mechs became a big deal. And of course, with cards like Mech Warper, Party Shredder, and so forth, various decks benefited from mechs. In particular, Mech Mage, playing for tempo, was a big deal. And it was the kind of deck that could just snowball out of control. And since the expansion's been released over the last couple of days, you know, keeping an eye on Twitter, keeping an eye on Twitch, I don't think the mechs themselves are getting as much love as people thought they'd get. So maybe that's just a standard mode thing. And of course, my preference in Hearthstone is wild mode, so it will be interesting to see. You know, ooh, legendary. The Boomship. Okay. Summon 3 random minions from your hand. Give them rush. Now, if that had said, give them charge, maybe I'd be a little bit more interested in that card. I don't know. Oh, stop, please. Okay. Yeah, so anyway, going back to what I was saying, I keep getting interrupted by opening legendaries. It'll be interesting to see how mechs do in wild mode in particular. Just thinking back to the GVG days when Mech Mage was a thing, you know, and everyone was playing Mech Mage. And it was one of those decks that was just, you know, sweeping through, getting wins very quickly, very easily. So it'll be interesting to see on wild mode what happens with mechs now. And when you look at cards like Mech Warper, Party Shredder, which were the strong decks back in the day, the strong mech cards, I should say, sorry, back in the day, it'll be interesting to see where they fit with the new mech cards, how they all synergize together. That'll be very interesting. There we go. Subject 9, Battle Cry. Draw 5 secrets from your deck. I'm not too sure about this card, Subject 9. I mean, if you think about Mysterious Challenger in Secrets Paladin, it costs 6. It gives you a slightly better body, and it's not a legendary minion. So Subject 9, of course, it's applicable to all classes, not just Paladin, and it's a beast as well. So there is potential for this in Hunter, I guess, and there's beast synergy. But considering Mysterious Challenger is 6 cost and not legendary, could the stats on Subject 9 be slightly better? Quite possibly. So, 3 legendaries so far. Let's see if we can speed this up a little bit, otherwise we'll be here all day. Doubling Imp. That's a card that I've seen played a lot. Seems pretty decent. Biology Project, as if Druid really needed any more help. Druid seems to be one of the premier classes that's benefited from the expansion so far. But again, they didn't need any more help. Another Biology Project, I think that's the message from Blizzard. Saying play it. Did I just see that right? Is that 2 legendaries in the pack? Okay, so what have we got? So we've got Myra's Unstable Element. Draw the rest of your deck. Okay, fair enough, I guess, if you're looking to combo your opponent down and just look for lethal with a certain number of cards remaining in your deck. I guess that's a good option. And then Harbringer Celestia. After your opponent plays a minion, become a copy of it. Seems like you're relying on your opponent to play something decent there in order for this to work. Or you're expecting them to play something. Okay, but it's got stealth, so if you can leave it undiscovered for a period of time, maybe there's some value in it. I don't know. But Myra's Unstable Element, that looks interesting. And there we go, there's another legendary. So Myra Rotspring, Battle Cry, discover a Death Rattle minion, also gain its Death Rattle. So it's a rogue card specifically, so Death Rattle Rogue is a deck type that would benefit from this. I guess it's dependent on the RNG of the Death Rattle minions that you discover, and they have to be pretty decent, I guess. There are some bad Death Rattle minions out there whose Death Rattles don't mean anything. So yeah, heavily sort of RNG focused here, but who knows, maybe I'll see some play. Oh, and there's another one. So now we actually get the Floop. So I'm going to struggle to pronounce the first part of the name there. The Flobbidinous Floop. Yeah, this is seemingly another card that Druid has got, where Druid really doesn't need any more help. It's apparently, from what I've seen so far, it's been doing very well in Malagos Druid. So yeah, as if Druid needed any more help to do damage. But it'll be fun to play. So far, we've opened 7 legendaries, or found 7 legendaries in these packs. And we've opened nearly 100 packs. So, it's not as good as my friend's track record. I referred to my friend AKO earlier. Not as good as his track record with 5 legendaries and 50 packs. That's 1 in 10. But hey, I'm not complaining, it's still pretty good. Alright, so we're a third of the way through now. Gosh, I really do wish Blizzard would have an easier way of opening packs. I mean, obviously I can press the spacebar on the keyboard to load each pack, but to open each of the cards, I've got to use the mouse. That's a lot of clicking. Oh! But it's all worth it when you get a legendary. Okay, so Zerek's Cloning Gallery. Okay, what do I think of this card? Summon a 1/1 copy of each minion in your deck. It's a priest card. Ugh, so what am I thinking there? I'm thinking Big Priest. Again, as if Big Priest needed any more help to summon bodies onto the board, right? Cool artwork though. Really cool artwork. So we've got 8 legendaries so far from these packs, plus the 3 from earlier. So 11, I guess, is what we've got. Ooh, that's not bad. Couple of cool epics there. Wow, a lot of picks. A lot of golden cards as well. So again, another pack with 2 legendaries. Wow. Okay. So what have we got here? We've got, yeah, WTF indeed. I'm getting quite lucky here with some of these packs. Stargazer Lunar. After you play the rightmost card in your hand, draw a card. This is a pretty cool new effect, actually. So, you know, it really makes you think about, you know, the positioning of cards, not just on board, as we've been taught to think about in Hearthstone, but, you know, positioning of cards in your hand, and maybe thinking ahead and wanting to position certain cards in a certain way so you get certain effects. Yeah, after you play the rightmost card in your hand, draw a card. Interesting. Boommaster Flark, Battle Cry, summon 4/02 Goblin Bombs. Yeah, the trouble is, 4/02 Goblin Bombs, you need a way of activating them. That's the issue. But anyway, let's carry on. So 2 packs so far, where we've had 2 legendaries in each pack. That's pretty decent.
Golden rare.
So 10 legendaries total so far from our packs, and we're reaching the halfway point very soon. And there's another one, and that's the one that I was looking for personally. Dr. Boom, of course, the mad genius. Yep, so it's a warrior card, battle cry for the rest of the game. Your mechs have rush, and of course there is the pretty crazy hero power that card possesses. So that's going to be pretty interesting to play with. So far though, having looked at Twitch, having looked at various streams, this card hasn't had quite the impact that I thought it would. A lot of people are gravitating towards Druid up to this point, whereas I guess whilst Dr. Boom himself is a good hero to have for warrior, it's the warrior class in general that perhaps isn't good enough to support Dr. Boom, mad genius, if you see what I'm saying. I don't know. We'll see how this works out. In other words, what I'm saying is, yeah, warrior needs all the help it can get when you compare it to classes like Druid, for example. And something like Dr. Boom, mad genius can perhaps help warrior come along a bit, but perhaps it needs other class cards that can help it catch up to the likes of Druid. Now, a lot of epics. And there's another one, and Floop's glorious Gloop. Whenever a minion dies this turn, gain 1 mana crystal this turn only. So yeah, there's Druid again, getting a little bit more help, perhaps in the ramp department. Did Druid really need any more help? Probably not, but here we go. Omega Assembly is a card that really interests me. Discover a mech if you have 10 mana crystals. Keep all 3 cards. Now, you know, we talk about discover effects and how you need to get lucky to get maybe one good spell or one good minion out of the 3 options that are given to you. Oh, and there's another one. Dr. Morrigan. Death Rattle. Swap this with a minion from your deck. Not so sure about that. But anyway, it's Warlock. Kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, just going back to what we were talking about with Discover Effects. If you get to keep all 3 options, that has to be decent, right? If only for a hand refill. And if at least one of those options out of 3 is excellent and the other 2 are okay to decent, you've done okay. If 2 out of the 3 Discover options are excellent, then you've really done well out of it, potentially. And of course, sometimes, you know, you play a Discover effect, you wish you could keep everything and use everything, but you're forced to pick one, so yeah. Should be a good card. So 13 legendaries so far. Oh, make that 14. Zerek, Master Cloner, Death Rattle. If you've cast any spells on this minion, resummon it. Okay, if you've cast any spells on this minion, resummon it. So I assume what we're saying is we can keep getting this minion back to life quite often, so we just keep casting spells on it and then throwing it in, sacrificing it, trading it in, doing whatever. Yeah, I guess that's reasonable, right? I guess there's a lot of value associated with that. Okay. So So 14 legendaries so far. Oh, I thought that was legendary there. Nope.
Golden common.
Wow, so many epics. So, are we due on the legendary yet? Okay, so we are 2/3 of the way through now. And we get legendary. Okay, so the Soularium. Draw 3 cards at the end of your turn, discard them. So this was one of the cards that I was really looking forward to playing because it's really, really good in Zoolock. Of course, healing Zoolock has been a staple part of the ladder prior to the Boomsday expansion. A lot of people are still playing it, particularly on standard mode. So yeah, this looks like a really, really good card in Zoo. Can't wait to play it. Really looking forward to it. Alright, so we got legendary to take us into the last 100 packs. So 15 legendaries opened so far. Huh. Make that 16. Okay, so Kangor's Endless Army, resurrect 3 friendly mechs. They keep any magnetic upgrades. Okay, so it's a paladin card. Resurrect 3 friendly mechs. They keep any magnetic upgrades. So the trouble with this card is that with paladin, you're going to be playing lots of cheap mechs, I guess. So you're going to be resurrecting cheap mechs, which, okay, keep magnetic upgrades, which could be decent. But unlike, let's say, certain other classes that may play a smaller selection of mechs, maybe this isn't as good. Or let's compare it to Big Priest. You know, Big Priest has Spellstone for 7, which resurrects various minions. Now, Big Priest plays a small selection of big threats, therefore resurrecting them makes absolute sense, because you're getting big threats, big bodies back on board. Whereas the Endless Army, well, it's not really an Endless Army, is it? It's just resurrecting 3 mechs, which can be very small bodies, which may not impact the board a huge amount, unless you're going to be very, very selective and only play high value, big value, expensive mechs in the deck. Then maybe it's a good card, but then you're playing a much slower deck. So yeah, not sure about this card. Maybe if it was 7 cost, resurrect an entire board full of mechs, maybe then it would be good. And maybe they wouldn't need to keep their magnetic effects, their upgrades. Okay, let's carry on.
Rare golden common.
So 16 legendaries so far. And you know what? I'm happy with that. We could go through the next 90 packs and not get any legendaries, and I'd be absolutely fine with that. For those of you that have been watching this all the way through, I commend you, by the way, if you have been. I get the impression that one of my friends isn't too thrilled. At the start of this video, he commented saying congrats, or grats, he was happy for me. And then, that was after I opened my first legendary. And then I think after my second or third, he said stop please. And then it was WTF, question mark. And then SOAB, I think you guys all know what that means. So yeah. Maybe I've lost a friend today. Based on the number of legendaries I've been getting. I mean, did I really need to open 300 packs? Probably not.
Legendary.
And there's another one. Okay, Zilliax. 5 cost. It's it's available to all classes, which I guess is something. But if you look at the cost, 5 cost body, 3/2, magnetic, divine shield, taunt, lifesteal, rush. Is it too expensive? You're getting an awful lot though. You're getting an awful lot for that 5 cost. Divine shield, taunt, lifesteal, rush, and magnetic, so you can combine it with another mech and turn it into something bigger. So okay, let's see how much play this card sees. So 17 legendaries open so far. I mean, is that all the legendaries? How many more are there? I think a couple of expansions back, I started hitting duplicate legendaries. But here we get Lunar's Pocket Galaxy. Now, this is a card that's specific to Mage. Change the cost of minions in your deck to 1. Now this to me is incredibly high value, depending on what kind of Mage deck you're playing. Of course, the issue is you have to draw it by a certain point in order for it to get the value. If you get it early, you've got your value. If you don't get it early, if it's sort of in the last 5 cards of your deck, then it's not especially great. So anyway, Lunar's Pocket Galaxy looks pretty cool. So I think that's 18 legendaries open so far. I thought I'd better respond to my friend there. His last comment was SOAB, so... how many packs am I opening? 1,000? No sir, not quite 1,000. It is just a measly 300. Of course, I'd saved up 50,000 gold. I've still got a lot of gold left because I bought both of the pre-orders. So yeah, still got plenty of gold left, ready for the next expansion. And if you're going to ask me, as people have asked me on Twitter, what am I doing with 50,000 gold? I like to hoard. Even going back to my World of Warcraft days, I'd hoard gold. I'd hold... Oh!
Legendary!
Ah! Mecha'thun! Okay, now we're in business. So this is a card that a lot of people read about prior to the expansion and just looked at it and thought, hey, it's a meme card. It's not going to see any kind of serious play, but people are making this work. If you look at the streams that are out there, the videos that are out there already, people are making this work. Mecha'thun, and it's available to all classes, not just Druid this time, to all classes. So that could be quite interesting. Okay, so I believe that's 19 legendaries We've not hit duplicate legendaries yet. Well played, he says. Oh dear. So I'm recording this at pretty much 1 o'clock in the morning. So I'm hoping that I have the wherewithal, the brain power left to be able to spot when I start getting duplicate legendaries, if we get that far. We've opened 19 so far.
Legendary.
Okay, so the Stormbringer. So we haven't hit duplicate legendaries just yet, but it's a Shaman card. Transform your minions into random legendary minions. Oh, sounds way too RNG centric, and there are lots of bad legendary minions in the game right now. The pool over the last 2-3 years has deepened massively, so really not sure about this card. Not sure at all.
Golden Common.
And my friend asking the question, is 300 too much? Yeah, it is, but hey, I've had the gold available, so I thought, may as well, you know? May as well enjoy life, if you have the gold. So, whilst I may be rich in Hearthstone gold, if I was rich in the real world, well, that'd be pretty cool, but unfortunately I'm not. Just rich in Hearthstone, so may as well pretend and enjoy, eh? Yeah, it makes me happy. Finding happiness in a digital card game feels amazing. I knew you will answer this. But between now and the next expansion, I should be able to get back to 40,000 gold easily. If I fit in some arena runs and do well, who knows, maybe 45k. I got very, very lucky in the last couple of months. Lots of people presented me with the 80 gold player friend quest, so that worked out really nicely for me. So I think that's 20 legendaries that we've opened. I mean, I'm not expecting any more now. Just reflecting on the notion of, is 300 packs too much? Yes, it is. But it's like chocolate, right? How much chocolate is too much chocolate? How much cake is too much cake? You can never have enough. And I guess the same goes for packs. You can never have enough. And you can never have enough legendaries. Okay, so now we've actually hit, I believe, we've actually hit duplicate legendary territory, because I do recognise that card from a little while back. So I think we've got all of the legendaries now for the Boomsday expansion. Alright, 10 packs left. Let's see if we get anything else. Okay, so the last 5. Okay, last one. And there we have it. 300 packs, and yeah, we've actually managed to get all of the Boomsday legendaries, which is pretty awesome. And I think it means that we can actually now play all of the decks. Oh no, all of the decks bar one deck that's incomplete, so we are still missing out on some cards. Oh, we're actually 3 decks that we cannot play that are incomplete. Okay, so we're still missing out on stuff. So that's interesting. 300 packs got me all the legendaries, but still missing out on some of the other cards. And of course, what's interesting now is to see how much additional dust I have. Okay, so accounting for duplicate cards now, we have 112,335 extra dust that we can disenchant, to go with the 10k dust that we also have. So, you know, a couple of expansions ago, I was sort of saying that I would press this button once I hit 100,000, but now that I've hit 100,000, I don't know, I don't feel like pressing it. I feel like I need to set myself a new target, so maybe 200,000, yeah, that's it. When I hit 200,000 extra dust, that's when I'll press the button and disenchant. But so until then, we're not pressing the button. So anyway, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this pack opening video. I know a few of you out there actually watch this from start to finish, or that's what you tell me on Twitter or in games. So yeah, if you've watched this from start to finish, I respect you, I commend you, because I believe this video now will have been running for nearly an hour. So you've done really well to hang in there. But yeah, thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys all again very soon for more standard mode or wild mode fun. I think I'm going to start with wild mode. A lot of people are playing standard, obviously, at the start of this expansion. Wild mode is feeling somewhat underrepresented. The question is, what am I going to play in wild mode? There are lots of pretty cool options that are out there. Maybe I feel like playing some kind of a control warrior, so I found a deck online recently, I think on Hearthstone, Fire Pally HS. This is a player whose decks I've featured before, but yes, the opportunity to play Dr. Boom, Mad Genius and Enzoth the Corruptor in the same deck does feel pretty awesome. And not only that, there's double Dead Man's Hand, which is pretty cool. So maybe, just maybe, this will be the first deck that we try out. But we'll see what takes my fancy over the next few days. So yes, thanks again for joining me, and I'll see you guys all again very soon for more Hearthstone fun.